How's going on here? I finally have somewhere to sit. I can finally stop scraping my knees. Unfortunately, this costed all my savings and I need to think of something that will boost my career to the max.
Parappa the Rapper, the mascot that Sony wants you to forget. The last game came out in 2001, Parappa got included in a shitty knockoff, and the remaster of the first game came out in 2017, and it's not that great. But in the 90s, Parappa was doing pretty well. One of the best games on the PlayStation, and the guy got married in a Parappa costume. That doesn't happen pretty often. The developer was Nana Noncha, maker of such classics as V-Ribbon and Musica, a game that I've never heard about. Parappa may be in a Sony vault, the last content came out 5 years ago in the form of a remake, but the games are fine. Enough with the backstory, let's finally talk about the Parappa the Rapper trilogy, starting with Parappa the Rapper from 1996 from the PlayStation. The game starts with a very outdated cutscene that shows Parappa and his friends Katy Cat, BJ Berry and Sunny Funny leaving the cinema and encountering the Chad Joe Chen. Seriously, this guy is the best character in this game. He does things, you know. Parappa here has a crush on Sunny Funny. I don't know how a dog and a flower reproduce, but sure. After he sees Joe use his Chad's superpowers, Parappa starts to wish that he was strong and useful, and that's when the game starts. Legendary title screen. Blocky, but awesome. I always questioned why are these borders for, they're so useless. Even on the 2017 they kept the borders for a PS4 game. Who does that? Anyways, Parappa goes to a dojo for a very Dragon Ball training and finds Shifu? This is Master Onion, and the music for the first level is so good, and for the first level, what a great introduction. It's a very easy level, but when I first played this I wasted only 2 hours. Now I can finish this first try, but you can't blame me. This game is a Guitar Hero for the PS1, you need to be precise in every move and failing is common. This game has a rating that determines if you are doing well or you're a Parappa the Rapper. Depending on your score, the environment and the music changes, and I really like that. I never got a cool rating, but on YouTube you can find some playthroughs with a cool rating. Now let's move on to the step on the gas level. Now Parappa is on a driving exam while his instructor is rapping on his ear. This song was used so much in the marketing for the first game, and that's because it's the most iconic Parappa the Rapper song in my opinion, and also because it's catchy. If you get a cool rating, the instructor, coincidentally called Mussolini, well, she flies to outer space and never to be seen again. You gotta be kidding me. Then Parappa steals his dad's car and breaks it at not even 1 hour passing. So he starts working on a flea market, and oh my god Parappa, you're just a teen and you plan on working with a guy like this? Never trust strangers, kids. At least the song is very good. What do you mean you've been working there since your mama was born? That's questionable. Parappa finally gets a car, I don't know how that quickly, and he needs a cake for his crush's birthday. He fails, obviously, and Jochin gets a big chunky cake. So he tests his luck on a chicken chef. The weakest song of the game, but still enjoyable, and I don't have much to say. It's just Parappa making a seafood cake. What is that? After he fails 50 times, he has a date with Funny and he goes to the gas station bathroom and he finds all of his old foes. So, battle on the bathroom happens, mashup of all the other 4 songs. Perfect. It's pretty easy, but the third segment with the lizardy stuff. This is the worst song of all the Parappa franchise. The cringe is right there and I can't unhear it. I'm not playing it because I care about whoever is watching. If you're curious, who the hell are you? After that, Parappa goes to the club to meet his friends and final level stuff. Yes, this is the finale, and to the way Dreads makes an appearance, and it's just your overall great rap song.
And that's Parappa the Rapper for the PS1. I really enjoyed this game, but the story wasn't really appealing, it was kinda short, and needed way more characters. But don't worry, because the spin-off sorta did that, but not exactly.
In 1999 we got Umjammer Lammy, a sequel but not really a sequel. This time we got Lammy, and I've never been so happy that there's no more borders. Lammy is a guitarist for a band consisting of Katy Cat and something. This game has the same things of the original Parappa the Rapper. The only difference is that there's no rapping, it's guitar sounds, and also no borders for the cutscenes. This game is very obscure and I don't see many people talk about it, and to be honest, the songs are way better than the first Parappa. The first song is with Master Onion and it's the exact same song but with different lyrics and with guitar sounds, and that's with all the other songs. The second song is about trying to extinguish a building, and this is the easiest song from all the Parappa franchise. It's so catchy that you get on the rhythm, and not every song can do that on this game. Lammy has telekinesis and can turn thin air into a fire extinguisher. The baby song is the worst, cringe fest with off-putting guitar solos, and we got introduced to the worst characters, and I'm not saying anything, just take a listen. The next one is inside the plane and includes my favorite character of this game, the Jochin of Umjammer Lammy, but I wouldn't consider him a Chad. It's the pilot that has World War II PTSD. Well, that explains Mussolini. It's a mix of metal with whatever and the lyrics are the cream of the top. I hate the next song. The song is about chopping a tree to make a guitar, and there's she with the telekinesis again. At least the guitar turns out to be great. Now here's an interesting case of censorship. If you lived on PAL territory or Japan, you got to see Lammy leave the guitar shop in a hurry and slips on a banana peel and she dies. Yes, our protagonist dies of sleeping on a banana peel, not even on the end of the game. And she ends up in hell and the credits roll and the game ends right there, until she ends up in a concert and the level starts. If you live in American territories, Lammy leaves the shop and she's pushed to a random island and she enters a concert and the level starts. We can all agree that the uncensored version is way better. On the last level I talked about, mentions of cutting off trees and having fun doing so were also altered to not sound suspicious. The level has a good song. I don't like the lyrics that much, but the song itself, without voices, sounds great. The game over screen is funny. Wall breaking is the bread and butter of this game. The final level is... I don't even remember. Oh right, it's just like the first Parappa, a concert. I'm sorry, but when we talk about the final levels, the first Parappa wins. Umjammer Lammy is an awesome game and much better than the first Parappa the Rapper. It's one of the best rhythm games on the PlayStation 1, but I feel that something is still missing. I don't know, what if the next game mixed the characters from the Parappa the Rapper and Umjammer Lammy games? I don't know what we were expecting, but we got it. Yeah, Parappa the Rapper 2, the sequel that came out 12 days before 9/11. It came out in 2001 and it's how a sequel is done. They took the world and the characters and expanded it. It's a really good game that made the characters way more expressive. In the older games they looked like emotionless drawing. The art style was altered a bit and that made the colors a bit off, but that's not a bad thing. The colors from the first Parappa make me blind, so I'm happy they responded with this. Parappa 2 has a great soundtrack and it might be even better than the last two games. Now, memorable is another thing. In that aspect, I think the game loses some points. Kick and Punch and that song with the alien lady, for example, are some iconic songs of the series. Parappa 2 had only two musics that I think are memorable. Before playing this game I only knew one song. The story of this game is that Parappa won a competition and got a lifetime supply of noodles basically. And after a few months he gets tired, so he goes to the burger shop and finds himself with burger noodles. So the restaurant's founder comes back to life to make more burgers, and that's where level 1 started. As I said before, this song is the most memorable and it's a great start for a Parappa game. But that's every first song of the Parappa series. All the first levels of these games are the same. Do this and that, then do this and that, do that. That's how to make a music for a Parappa game, and it turned great. After that, every food in town starts to turn into noodles and Parappa thinks of asking his dad for help. The voice acting in all the three games are not the best I've seen, but it's a minor part of the game and it's only an issue on the cutscenes. I'm sure that the voice actors did a great job for dubbing Parappa 2, but I'm not a big fan.
You guys don't get it, this is a reference to porn and the Great Attack from '83. And also adult jokes.
The second level has a really chill song but also a weak one. I didn't feel the song being catchy as all the other songs from the series. At least there's a gay reference. I can already see the DeviantArt post with this ship right now. The third song is against Ant-Man again, but I think that they are not the same. So I think the one from the first game isn't actually an ant. Anyways, the song blows, the scenario is neat, but the song isn't really my taste, but everyone has different opinions, and mine is like shit and nobody cares. After being turned to normal sizes, we get the biggest plot twist of the series. The son from the ghost chef is the master that turned everything into noodles, and he made a clone army. And the war starts against the noodles and it's just like Star Wars but with noodles. This game came out 1 year prior to the attack of the clones, so Parappa the Rapper 2 made the whole Clone War thing. The fourth song is against the soldier and it's a groovy song, the animations are very fluid and the level takes many inspiration of the second level of the first Parappa. And when it comes to scenario, it's really good, and it shows it was one of the first games of the PS2, and that's part of the charm. Games from the early generation of the GameCube and Dreamcast have a certain charm that can't be replicated. After level 4, Parappa is called to an air salon where all the other characters are hostage. And he has to battle Doc Ock if he was a red octopus and didn't look like Doc Ock. The second most iconic song of the game. I chose to beat this one, you can't deny it. This is the face of Parappa the Rapper antagonists. He's not really an antagonist, but he's not necessarily good either. Did I even mention that the song is so groovy and funky? It has a really great vibe, man. This song rocks hard. I'm just kidding, of course, this song is mid. I love the kids don't try this at home message on the lyrics. When I first saw it, I thought it was part of the lyrics itself. This is the best song of this game. I know that I said that it wasn't memorable, but this just sounds amazing. It's the toilet level from the first Parappa on the sequel, and it's way better than just the sequel to the toilet level, and in my opinion, makes the song I didn't like a banger. The lore of Parappa continues, the machine to turn everything back to normal is fixed, and everything is really turning into noodles. The obvious plot twist is revealed and then they start rapping. A classic freestyle rap, that's it. The song is really that basic. After that you get that scene like the first one, and the song is still doo-doo, but at least it's slightly better, but I hate it. And you already know what happens next. It's a Shrek dance party that happens in every movie. Seriously, Shrek started the trend of everyone dancing to a popular song on the end of every 3D animated movie. Shrek did it, Despicable Me did it, Megamind did it, the Angry Birds movie did it, the Emoji movie did it. Okay, that's too far. Parappa the Rapper 2 is an amazing game and I've come to the conclusion that this is, in fact, the best Parappa the Rapper game by far. Until a new game comes out, this is the best one. The series entered an hibernation era for 6 years until a PlayStation Portable port of Parappa the Rapper came out. This port is loyal to its PS1 counterpart, but I've seen some critics of people that have played this PSP port. I haven't played it, so I don't have much to say. The Parappa the Rapper series wouldn't receive any content until 2012, when Parappa was added to the acclaimed classic PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I think many people don't like this game. In 2017 we got a legit remaster for the PS4 of once again the first Parappa. It's the exact same game but with widescreen and 4K 60fps, that's really great. A game like Parappa needed this, but I expected much more of this remaster. Unfortunately, Umjammer Lammy and Parappa the Rapper 2 never got the same treatment. I expected at least Umjammer Lammy get some new content, but nothing. Now for miscellaneous stuff. Did you know that Parappa the Rapper had an anime? I saw some clips and the opening and the animation looks great, but I heard it sucked and I'm not planning on watching it anytime soon. I've seen some bad anime, but for what I've seen, it didn't look that bad. They added some characters that never made an appearance in the games and that's interesting. What matters is if Jochin is there. If Jochin isn't on the Parappa the Rapper the anime, then it sucks, and sucks ass. I can't believe my eyes, there was an actual collaboration between Sony and Lipton to produce Parappa the Rapper figures that came with Lipton drinks. That's insane. It was only made in Japan and I found a gift for each figure and these look really peculiar. The best one is PJ, he looks the coolest. For some reason, when searching for Parappa the Rapper PNGs, I found the same image of a Parappa plush being sold by different stores. It's apparently from a series called Stubbies and they also made a Nathan Drake plush too. But I've seen some bootlegs around the internet, so if you're thinking of buying a Parappa the Rapper plush, watch out for bootlegs. Parappa the Rapper is a very underrated series that sadly doesn't have a great future. I would love if Sony made a Parappa the Rapper 3 or Umjammer Lammy 2 for the new generation. But until that happens, play the older games, they are so good. Even if it's from the PS1 and PS2, these games are great. If you like rhythm games, play these games, they are very good.
I did it. I think I finally talked about an entire Dead franchise. I can already feel a boost in popularity. But I'll never be as cool as the Supreme Parappa The Rapper fan.
Bet you all things that I teach you sure to beat ya. Over the rest of that to listen to the teacher now. Kick, kick, punch, punch, chop, chop, block, block.
On second thought, I think I'm good.